All right, let's talk about one of the biggest milestones in a pharmacist's entire career, the NAPLEX. Today, we're going to crack the code on this thing. We'll break down exactly what the exam is, why people sometimes stumble, and most importantly, give you a clear, proven roadmap to get you that pass.
I mean, think about it. You've survived the all-nighters, you've crushed the exams, you've made it through all those rotations. That PharmD is officially yours, and you are so ready to get out there and start helping people. But there's just one last hurdle.
Yep, the North American Pharmacist Licensure Examination. You can kind of think of it as the final boss battle of pharmacy school, right? It's designed to make sure every single new pharmacist has the chops to practice safely and effectively from day one.
So, to beat any challenge, you first have to know what you're up against. Let's break the NAPLEX down by the numbers. I promise, once you see it laid out, it feels a whole lot less scary and way more manageable. First thing you need to know, this is all about stamina. The NAPLEX is a marathon, not a sprint. We're talking 6 full hours of testing time. So building up that mental endurance is going to be a huge part of your prep. And during those 6 hours, you're going to face 225 questions. But, and this is a really important detail that a lot of people don't know, not all of those questions are actually going to factor into your score. That's right, 25 of those questions are just experimental. The board uses them to test out questions for future exams. So what's the catch? Well, they look exactly like the real questions. You won't have a clue which is which. The bottom line is, you have to treat every single question like it's the one that counts. So, what are we looking at in terms of passing? Well, back in 2023, the pass rate for first-timers from accredited schools was 77.5%. Now, I'm not showing you that to freak you out. It's just to set a realistic goal. Passing is totally doable, but it really does take a smart, focused plan. Okay, this slide is basically your treasure map. Just look at that donut chart. A whopping 40% of the exam is on person-centered assessment. Then you add in 25% for foundational knowledge and another 25% for medication use. And boom, that's 90% of the entire test right there. This is telling you exactly where to focus your study time.
Knowing what's on the exam is half the battle. The other half? Well, that's understanding the common traps that cause really smart, hardworking students to fail. So let's look at the biggest mistakes so you can sidestep them completely.
You know, the biggest mistakes people make aren't about not studying enough. It's about not studying smart. So many people fall into the trap of just memorizing drug names without understanding how to apply that knowledge to a real patient case. They'll just reread their notes over and over, they'll ignore the topics they're weak in, and they won't practice with questions that are actually like the real exam. In this slide right here shows the single most important change you need to make in your studying. On the left, you've got passive rereading. It feels like you're being productive, but a lot of the time, your brain's just on autopilot. On the right, though, is active recall. That's like a real workout for your brain. It forces you to pull that information out of your memory, and that's what actually builds those strong connections and makes it stick.
All right, so we know what not to do. Now let's build your arsenal of study strategies that are actually backed by science. This is how you go from just reviewing information to truly, deeply mastering it.
Here are 3 total game changers. First, spaced repetition. Instead of cramming, you review stuff in bigger and bigger intervals. That tells your brain, hey, this is important, save it. Second, make active recall a daily habit. We're talking question banks, flashcards, you name it. And third, and this one's my favorite, teach it out loud. Seriously, explain a concept to your wall, your pet, whoever. It's the fastest way to figure out what you don't really know yet. Oh, I love this quote because it just nails it. An Olympic swimmer isn't going to prepare by just reading books about swimming, right? No way! They're in the pool, swimming laps. The NAPLEX is a 6-hour question-answering test, so the best way to train for it is, well, to answer a ton of questions. So what does that training actually look like? Well, first, get a great training bank, a Q bank, and make it your new best friend. Practice every single day. And when you get a question wrong, don't just look at the right answer. Dig in and understand why you got it wrong. Use the data to hunt down your weak spots, and then take a full-length practice exam to get ready for the real deal.
Okay, let's talk about something really important for a second. What happens if you don't pass on your first try? Look, it happens, and it's frustrating for sure, but it is absolutely not the end of the road. It's just a data point on your journey.
If it doesn't go your way, the NABP doesn't just say tough luck. No, they give you an incredibly valuable tool, the Candidate Performance Report.
This thing is basically your personalized roadmap, showing you exactly where to focus for your next attempt.
So this report actually breaks down how you did in each of the main content areas. It doesn't just give you a score, it tells you if you are meeting performance, exceeding it, or falling short. This is an absolute goldmine of information that lets you build a super targeted study plan.
And here's something to remember. There's a safety net. You actually get up to 5 attempts to pass the NAPLEX. This is not a one-and-done kind of deal. It's really about persistence and making smart adjustments along the way.
And I want you to carry this mindset with you. A stumble does not define your career. I mean it. So many amazing, successful pharmacists didn't pass on their first try. The only thing that matters is how you respond, how you learn, and how you come back stronger.
And as you're getting ready, just remember, your #1 source for all the official rules and content is the organization that actually runs the whole show, the National Association of Boards of Pharmacy, or NABP. When in doubt, always go straight to the source. So there you have it. You've seen the blueprint of the exam, you know the pitfalls to avoid, and you have the proven strategies to win. The NAPLEX is a tough challenge, no doubt about it, but it is one you are absolutely capable of conquering. You've got the strategy. Now, go execute.